Okay, hi. I'm just gonna go ahead and answer some of the question I got from one of the viewers. I'm sorry, not one of the viewers, two people. First of all, it is about the Eastern medicine and the raw vegetable. Um, I'm just gonna go ahead and read out loud. Um, it says, "Did you mean to heat the vegetables because of the cold weather? I was wondering because raw vegetables have vitamins and enzymes that are sensitive to heat. Does that mean that they are to be taken in pickles? If they were just quickly cooked over a fire, it wouldn't lose nutrition and enzymes." So that was a question. So I guess we talked about trying to heat the leafy greens much as possible instead of eating too much raw, and I think it's a question regarding that. So Eastern Oriental medicine, yes, there is a concept called the thermoenergetic property of the food. So that is other than just the vitamin and nutrition, but it's a concept about the warmness and the coldness of the food. So like the leafy vegetable is actually a very strong in substance that can cool the body. So if you're eating too much raw food, especially I guess in a cold weather, because the outside is yin and outside is cold, you don't want to be putting in too much in, which is a cold substance, because that can counteract on your health that way. And I understand that way. If you're eating raw vegetable, you are going to preserve all the nutrition in there, so it is beneficial. But many times, a lot of people are overeating on the raw substance. So what we do, as for what I advise my clients is, my patients is that it is really good idea to heat it very lightly or very quickly. A lot of time use a high heat and put it through for about 10-15 seconds and shut it off, and that's it. So you're not really cooking it through. So it's not flabby anymore. It's not soggy, but it's still nice and strong and fresh, but it's lightly, the heat went through. So it is in between raw and in between cooked. So it is right in the middle. So that way, it's not too in substance, but it's not dead. So that's why I try to ask everybody to do it that way. And many of my clients are, they come and they're eating lots of the raw vegetables. And when we change it to this diet, they feel better, and a lot of times it's good. So you need to kind of balance that. And does that mean that they are to be taken in pickles? Well, that's another thing. Pickles are, you're doing pickles because you're making a pickled vegetable, because for the preservative, that's the one way to preserve, a natural way to preserve. But another way, the reason why, and the most important reason, is that the pickles would have a good, microbes that is beneficial for your gut. So first thing for your, the fundamental part of your health comes from your intestinal, health. So your better gut health, better health you're gonna get. So to do that, you wanna put in the nice working, friendly bacteria back into your system, so they can work for you and create a nice cleaner blood, and you have less inflammation. So it becomes very important to take care of your gut. And especially for our Aloha medicine practice, which is combined Oriental medicine and all those other medicine put together, we focus on this gut a lot. And quickest way to do it is to start introducing yourself, to pickled foods, pickled vegetables, and fermented foods, much as possible. And I think we talked about using a sauerkraut in a bottle, in a jar, because that's easy to get, easy to stack up, and easy to use, and goes pretty well with everything you eat. So that's why you do that. And yes, another question is, if they were just quickly cooked over a fire, it wouldn't lose nutrition and enzymes. Yes, well, you may lose a little bit, but I don't think you will lose at all. So it's it's the balance. You see, if you cook it all the way, of course the leafy vegetable will lose its yin effect, so it's not gonna cool you down, but it might take away some of the benefit too. But if you're eating it raw, you're gonna keep all the nutrition and all that in there, preserved, but at the same time this yin substance can cool you down too much. So where do you want to be? You got to get your own sliding scale and go choose the right in between. There's millions of in betweens. Let's not go to extremes. Let's find the best spot for you. And what I usually ask everybody to do is cook it really fast and cook it really lightly, or steep it through hot water, just like when you eat the pho, you put the fresh leafy vegetable over it and you mix it while you're eating the pot, right? And that's a halfway cooking. So that's another good example. And another question is about the Doktor powder that I think we talked about two days ago. Is it says that I use a cleaning agent made from calcium scallop shell, calcium powder to treat pesticides on the vegetables. So there is a sort of a similar product out there that is a powdered, calcium powder deriving from the seashell, and it is used in the same way as Doktor. But when vegetables are soaked in the solution, a thin film of oil appears on the surface of the water. Is this also detoxifying? Well, my answer to this is yes, and it's in between yes and no. You see, when you say detoxifying, I think you might mean that this powder this solution, detox solution, is pulling out toxins from the vegetable. I don't think that's what's happening. What you see on the surface of the water floating is a light dirt substance, light like a residue, like a wax residue on the vegetable and the ingredients that actually floats on the water. So in that sense, it means it is cleaning, because this powder, when you soak it into the water and dilute it into the water and you soak the vegetables, it will take away all the bacteria. It will kill all the harmful bacteria. It'll wipe off. It will pull off all the harmful like pesticides and chemicals and wax that contains it. So it's really cleaning it. So you're gonna see all these settlements on the bottom. Heavier sediment would go onto the bottom, accumulate on the bottom, and you'll see oil on the surface. So you'll see two things, and then maybe something in between. So in that sense, it's really cleaning it, and it's good for you, because when you want to eat clean, and that's what this powder does. But you don't want to think like the color that changes. Sometimes you have red, sometimes becomes green, yellow. Those colors is actually a reaction with this strong alkalinity of the water. The alkalinity, it reacts with all the the substance inside of the vegetable, because there's a tiny scrapes and scratches on the surface, and that interacts and becomes like a little reaction there that may produce the color. So not necessarily you want to look at it as that's the detox part. So all the junk thing that's floating on the top and the bottom, yes, I could say that is all the stuff that came off of that surface. And especially for the broccoli and cauliflower, all those unsmooth vegetables, this is a really good way to clean it, because this will go seeping into every single corner and get it out. So I really recommend it, and it is a food grade, so even if you eat it, it's still fine, but at the same time you want to clean it off completely before using. So I hope I answered some of the question right. Have a good day.